Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's opinions video. This is a slightly different opinions video because it's a little bit negative maybe, but I don't know. I like to kick up the dust. I like to make things a bit spicy once in a while. I was going to do an opinions video for like your predictions for 2025, what you would love to see in 2025, but that devil on my shoulder said it's a lot more interesting if we talk about the things we don't want to see in 2025. So for me personally, I don't want to see Logan Paul at all, but if I do have to see him, I certainly don't want to see him winning a world championship. I don't think I'm going to be alone with that. So yeah, a bit of a boring one from me, I suppose, but if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I just don't like celebrities getting into the wrestling ring. I think he's done a decent job though. I mean, what I will say about Logan is he's very athletic, he works hard, he does give a lot to the company when he's there, but I think they make him look good as well. Like, he definitely carries his end of the bargain, but you know, I think it would be a very different story if he was working day in, day out, and was having matches on a regular basis. He's kind of insinuated that 2025 could be that for him. He's also insinuated that he's very interested in going for one of those world titles. And I just don't know. I don't know what the plan is for Logan. I don't know what Triple H is going to do. He's got a bit of a headache, to be honest, because Logan Paul being around all the time, being in his ear all the time, and the fact that he can generate so many social media views, it's going to be very hard to keep world titles away from him, I think. So I don't think he'd get the WWE Championship, but the belt that Gunther has at the moment might find its way to Logan Paul at some point. So those are my thoughts. Let's jump over to yours. Mando said, I don't want to see Logan go against the Wyatt Sicks. It just does not fit right. The story would be a mess, and we wouldn't get a lot of the Easter eggs and the hidden stuff. Well, I've not heard of any rumors of that, and obviously Logan would have to go and get a group to deal with the rest of the Wyatt Sicks. It would be very interesting to know who he would go and get. I don't know that they would be influencers. It might be like Theory and Grayson Waller. I could see them kind of working with him. I don't think it'll go that way. There's certainly no rumors of it going that way. So I don't think you have to worry too much. Henry said the women's division being treated like a strip club. Yeah, do you know what? I do think you've got a bit of a point there. I do think a lot of the women's gear that I see has got, you know, it's kind of pulled up. You can see a lot of the backside, right? You can see a lot of cleavage. We've had quite a few occasions where there's been nip slips and there's been wardrobe malfunctions, and, you know, they kind of do run it all very, very close. I would like to see a bit more of a move away from that as well, to be honest. I think I would like to see the focus shifted a little bit more onto the actual wrestling, rather than going online after the shows and just seeing loads of like reaction to, I don't know, Rhea Ripley doing that pin that she does, the pretzel pin, I believe it's called, or, you know, when people do stink faces at like live events and a load of teenage kids that are thirsty come out and put pictures all up and footage up. I agree. I think there is something there that we could certainly make a bit of an adjustment with, but I don't want to run the risk of sounding sexist. I'm sure people will be like, well, the guys wear next to nothing. But, you know, I don't care if we cover them up either, to be honest. Like, I'm not campaigning for them to parade around in trunks. I don't really mind if they cover up either, but I don't know. I feel like there probably is a little bit of work that could be done there. Skell Doja Dog said, one thing I wouldn't want to see is the dilution of the Wyatt Sicks. Unlike some of the fan base out there, I am still invested in the story. I just hope they get a bit more TV time. Hopefully they have even better feuds going forwards. Maybe the New Day need to be visited. I think that's a good shout. I think the New Day absolutely could. They fit the remit, don't they? They turned on family, and that's got to put them right up there on the hit list. Trenton said, no more tape shows. I hate spoilers. That's a great shout. Trenton, I think that's a great shout. I would imagine we will probably get that mentioned a few times here. Duke's Wrestling said, the men's Money in the Bank being a failed cash-in on the same day. I like to see meaningful Money in the Bank wins and cash-ins. That's also a great shout. Brendan, Happy New Year, buds. Abby said, screwing up the Wyatt Sicks, specifically Uncle Howdy as a character. I think we're all in agreement that we hope we don't see that. I think 2024, if we look at it as their arrival and them getting settled in, hopefully 2025 is where we really take some big steps forward with that group. So I can understand the concern. Michael doesn't want to see Charlotte return. Thomas said, I don't want to see Cody continue to be champion, even though it's already a reality. His reign is stale, and it is time for a change. Is it time for a change, or is it time that they get a bit more creative with his reign? I feel like everyone was behind him, or a lot of people were behind him when he was trying to win that title. And then really the creative they've had for him since WrestleMania has been so poor. It's been so underwhelming. I feel like that's the issue. I don't know that Cody is failing. I feel like it's Cody's creative that's failing. So if we give him better creative, I suppose in a way kind of like what he's going through now with Kevin, maybe the reign would improve. The only problem is this reign that he's going through right now, or this story that he's going through, I don't personally believe he's about to lose the title. Like, I feel like he's going to get past Kevin because, of course, there's big rumors that he's going to be defending against Cena or The Rock at WrestleMania. So it doesn't make any sense to kind of take that title off him to then just put it back onto him. So, yeah, it's the booking for me. Abyss said, seeing Cody lose his championship at 41. So we've actually got the alternative here. Someone wants Cody to lose the title, and someone here wants Cody to keep his title. Callum says, Daze, Alexa Bliss not going into the Wyatt Sicks straight away. I would have let her have a singles run first. Then when the Wyatts feud with Judgment Day, build her up going into the Wyatt Sicks. I agree. I would like to see Alexa getting built up before she goes into the Wyatts. I'm not a big fan of her just going straight in. I sort of feel like you can do that, but I feel like it's probably more fun having her come back and us trying to work out, is she normal? Is she a goddess? Like, what is this character? Is she with the Wyatt Sicks? And that would prompt a lot of conversation. And then, of course, with Uncle Howdy showing up, I feel like there's a lot of fun that could be had with that. And, yeah, I would like to see that unfold rather than it all happening kind of now away from the show, and then she just comes back and she's just straight into the group. So, yeah, I don't disagree, actually. Howdy LFC said a lack of Wyatt Sicks TV time. Yeah, we do need to turn that up in 2025. Ryder said don't call up NXT talents without long-term planning in place. Completely agree. Derek said The Rock winning a championship. That's interesting. So Derek is not down for that. Jim said Logan Paul anywhere near a title or the bloodline story being dragged out any further. I just can't. I would rather see the friendship bracelet come back. Notorious said terrible long-term booking. For example, Drew winning Money in the Bank or Sami winning the IC title. Yeah, do you know, I think with Sami, they just didn't have anything for him this year. And so it was a case of, well, we're going to have Gunther win the world title later in the year. We need someone to get it from him. Why they never went with Chad Gable, I'm not sure. Perhaps they felt the alternative of him not being the one, being upset, turning heel. Perhaps they felt that was the better way forward for him. And then they felt that Sami could benefit by being the one that beat Gunther. But I agree, I don't think Sami got much from that at all. Although, the only thing I would say, it would be awesome if at WrestleMania 41, we do Sami Gunther, the rematch from last year's WrestleMania, once again for a championship. Only this time it's not the Intercontinental, it's the World Heavyweight Championship. I think that would be awesome. Gunther would want his WrestleMania revenge. Sami would want to obviously repeat what he did last year. The drama would really be there. So when it comes to the Sami thing, if they do that, then I think that makes what they did last year more than acceptable. If they don't do that, then I think what they did last year was a bit weird, a bit strange, because Sami didn't need to go back to a mid-card belt. I agree. Right, Nishi said Logan winning a world title. Same page, but that would be a nightmare. By the way, Happy New Year. I hope you have an awesome year ahead. I wish you lots of success, unimaginable prosperity, and tons of sweet memories. Aww. Which includes Logan not winning a world title. Nishi, shout out to you, buds. Tom said Alexa joining Wyatt Sicks. Wow. Seems like people, well, at least two so far, aren't keen on Alexa going straight into that group. Prakar said Vince's return. Yeah, I can't see that happening, but Logan against Cena, said Andrew. Missy said horrible writing and a lack of screen time for deserving talent that just don't get it because they're not in popular storylines. We need fresh new stories and bury the ones that have been the focal points for several months to years. So get rid of old storylines and get rid of screen time for undeserving people and get some screen time for talent that don't normally get it. Got you, my friend. B-Rad Plays said, I have the perfect answer to break down a story and rile up Daze. Let's go. He wouldn't want to see another rivalry revolving around jewelry, but the biggest rivalry is about a necklace. I doubt I'm going to be the only one that says I don't want to see Logan Paul versus Cena at all. Yeah, honestly, the Ulafala thing, I think, is absolutely fine. The issue I had, and I know you know this already, the issue I had with the friendship bracelet was that they didn't introduce it to us beforehand. Like, when Drew took the bracelet off of CM Punk's wrist, that was the first time I had ever seen it. And I know it had AJ Lee's name on, and I know that it had Larry's name on, but equally, I believe he gets given friendship bracelets like all the time. And I believe that there must have been at least one other friendship bracelet that a fan gave him that had Larry's name on and had AJ Lee's name. So what was it specifically about that friendship bracelet? Why was that friendship bracelet important to him? We never got the answer to that. If ever you ask people, they always say because it had Larry's name on and AJ Lee's name on. Well, I'm fairly confident that he's got others. I'm fairly confident that there are others that people will have given him. Like, that's not the only friendship bracelet he's ever been given by a fan. And it won't be the only friendship bracelet that's got Larry's name on and AJ Lee's name on. So what was it about that? If they'd have explained that better and said that it had come from a Make-A-Wish kids or something like that, I could have got it then. I could have been on boards. But, I mean, it wasn't that. And they never explained it. And, you know, it was just it was so hard to believe that this was a big deal, you know? So, yeah, you're right. I was not keen on it. Johnny said, failed Money in the Bank cash-in attempts and making the winner weak. Tiffy was a powerhouse before the win, and now they've nerfed her into a scared puppy who can't win a championship without cashing him. It's not a bad point, you know. She was someone that was really making waves and actually, like, looking good. And now all of a sudden, like, she just looks flipping useless and she looks indecisive. And they have made her look quite weak. The thing is, though, once she does cash in, there's a great chance she will become a world champion. And all of a sudden, then, I think everything that's gone before will be forgotten because now she will be world champion. So, but obviously, if she fails to cash in, then you've probably caused her quite a bit of damage. So, yeah, interesting. HQ Last Kicker said PFC to continue being a thing. Each of those ladies are so talented on their own. Even as a tag team, Shayna and Zoe would work again. I love Sonya, but on her own, she can show how awesome talent she is. So you like each one, but you're just not crazy about them as a group. Got you. Austin said, having Logan Paul anywhere near the ring. William said, I don't want to see Rhea as champion again for a while. I've got to admit the whole feud with Liv has made me go cold on Rhea a little bit, and I would prefer someone else, given the opportunity, like Lyra or Shayna. It's interesting. El Patata, shout out to you. Doesn't want to see John Cena win the title. Wow. Okay. I grew up watching him, but for some reason, I just don't care. In my mind, he stopped wrestling a long time ago. Cena is not the reason that I got back into wrestling. So I want to see the new generation getting their moment, not the guy that my dad watched back then. Don't worry, even he would prefer to see a Kyrie push more than Cena return, thanks to my propaganda. I would be so happy if Drew beats Cena, if Cross beats Cena, even if Akira Tozawa beats Cena, or if Penta breaks his arm next week. Other problem is that Theory beat him at WrestleMania 39, and Cena shouldn't be able to speak because Solo hit him with 12 Samoan spikes. Remember, that's what Paul Heyman said. Anyway, I'm not denying that Cena is going to be must-watch every week. Second thing would be Asuka losing. That just can't happen. So, El Patata, shout out to you. There's one thing there I do want to answer because I do understand your concern about Cena looking so weak and now he's going to come back and look so strong. And the way that I would answer that is I would say that to come in and do a match just once in a while is very difficult. Your body is a bit weak. It's a bit vulnerable. You know, you've really got to be wrestling on a regular basis to get into the rhythm of wrestling, to get into the pattern of wrestling, to toughen up your body so that those bumps don't hurt quite as much. And so, you know, if he's stepping into the ring at WrestleMania and he hasn't had a match for 12 months or whatever, he steps into the ring against Austin Theory, everything Theory's going to do is going to hurt. Whereas now, because Cena is going to be wrestling on a regular basis throughout 2025, he should be able to get to the point where his body kind of toughens up a bit. And as a result, he should be able to hold his own a little bit more. So I just thought that was quite an interesting way of looking at why Cena is potentially going to come back and look so good when we've just watched him for the past how many years? and he's come in and he's put a lot of people over. So I think that might go a little way to explaining why that's going to happen. Uncle Revel said, I don't want to see WWE overrun with celebrities and side acts just because of the Netflix deal. Some I don't mind, but I don't want them taking the spotlight away all the time, said Uncle Revel. Love you, Uncle Revel. Stuart Webb said the Wyatt Sicks stagnant and not really pushing on from where they are right now. I am right there with you. I hope that 2025 is going to be kinder to them. Mitchell said Charlotte coming back and immediately winning a title. So that's what Mitchell wants to avoid, is seeing Charlotte come back and get her hands on a belt. Brady said Wyatt Sicks getting the same amount of TV time they got this year. I wonder if we'll eventually get a version of the Funhouse and if Alexa Bliss walks through the Funhouse door. Samantha says no more spoilers. Luke said John Cena against Logan Paul. F that. Skelly Thrawn Crew said good female talent being underused. So it is true. I mean, that Liv Rhea story has kind of held quite a few women down, I would say. So if we can move on from that, then others should get opportunity at the world title, the women's world title. And now we've got women's mid-card belts as well. I've got to think that's going to help. And now both Raw and SmackDown go to 3 hours. I've got to think that's going to help as well. Ellen said, please do not give The Rock the championship. He's part-time and it wouldn't be fair to the other superstars. WrestleBuzz said Goldberg coming back and winning a match. That's not what WrestleBuzz wants. Zach said The Rock return. Oh, you don't want The Rock? Wow. El Turco says Goldberg wrestling, so El Turco's not keen. Ajax said the Wyatt Sicks being as underutilized as they have been. And at the same time, I would love to see them change and be more supernatural and violent. So, Scott, shout out to you. Space Fam said no more tape shows. It spoils the excitement. And no more ads other than WWE related ones. Well, you're obviously going to get ads. Well, it depends where you are, isn't it, really? On Netflix, I'm not quite sure what we're going to get. I think, when it comes to SmackDown, they're going to have to go to commercial break because SmackDown is still being shown on the USA Network. So that means when we watch it on Netflix, we're still going to have to go to a commercial break. So I would imagine it will likely be WWE adverts, but we still haven't really got clarity on all of that, to be honest. And we still don't know what the ad breaks are going to do or how they're going to work for Raw. Because, of course, if you've got the cheap tier of Netflix, you do get ads. So that's going to have to be factored in as well. So, yeah, we're gonna learn together, really. We'll have to see how they present it. Ghost83 said more members being added to the Bloodline. So Ghost83 doesn't want Bloodline getting any bigger. P4SC41 said Roman Reigns winning a title. We don't want to go back to that. P4SC41 or L, ad blogger. Sam said ads cutting into TV match time, especially picture in picture. Phoenix said part-time champions. Grant said, I don't want to see John Cena win either world title. Denius said, Charlotte Flair as a face. She is much more believable as a heel. Babs the Barbarian said, I'm hoping they do not put the world title on Logan Paul. That would be a big upsie. Through the Ropes said, we don't need to tease breakup for months. I'm guessing that's in relation to like Judgment Day, Theory and Grayson Waller, New Day. They do that, don't they? Fraxium as well, for example. Angie said, I don't want to see Logan near any titles. I honestly wouldn't be bothered if I never saw him on my TV again. I would love to see Cena get to 17, but not till the end of the year, with him dropping the title during the very last match. And Pigster said the bloodline being the only thing on SmackDown that champions care about. Thomas said the mistakes that they've been making in the ring, so like botches. I think you'll always have botches, but obviously it's better if we can reduce them. Chief's family said, I don't want John Cena taking pins unless it's from young up-and-coming NXT wrestlers. Let's see what else that was our last one. I was going to say, we're going to have to end it soon. And that was our final comment. So there we go. Wow. We managed to get through 53 comments. Wow. I didn't think we would get through all of those. That is awesome. That is so good. Thank you, everyone that left your feedback. I really do appreciate it. We will look to do another video tomorrow, another opinions video tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled on the Wrestling Daze YT account. I'll have another feedback request for you later on. So thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. See you next time. Bye for now.